Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video is going to be fitness mistakes that you're making that might be keeping you from reaching your fitness goals. When you're starting out in your fitness journey, it's so easy to make a ton of mistakes because number one, you may not know exactly what you're doing, and there's so much information out there that's very up and down and you don't really know what's accurate and what's credible. So of course finding stuff out from credible sources is extremely important, but I'm going to give you 5 tips that I may have made myself and that tips that you might be making that's holding you back from really reaching your fitness goals and really just taking your fitness and your health to the next level. So the first one is not eating enough or eating too much. So nutrition is so important when you have specific fitness goals. If, first of all, just overall general health, you want to be eating whole healthy foods as much as you possibly can. So things that are in their most natural state, like tons of vegetables, fruits, lean meats, healthy fats like avocado, complex carbs like rice, potatoes, oats, things that have like 1 ingredient or like less than 5 ingredients that don't come from a package, for example, like Cheez-Its or potato chips, whatever it is. So, of course that is important just for your overall health and well-being, but the caloric intake is also very important. So if you're trying to build muscle and you're not eating enough, you're not going to build muscle. If you're trying to lose fat and you're eating too much, you're not going to lose fat. If you're trying to lose fat and you're eating too little and you're still not losing fat, that's a big problem. Those are just different examples of why eating too little or eating too much can be very detrimental. If you're trying to lose fat and you're eating very low calories and you're eating low calories, you really need to focus on reestablishing your metabolism. But nutrition and your caloric intake is one of the most important things for reaching your goal. You can be at maintenance and just kind of live your life if you totally want, that's fine. But if you have specific goals, like I want to lose 20 pounds in 5 months or whatever it is, I don't even know. But if you have specific goals where you want to lose fat or gain muscle, you need to be eating the right amount of calories for that goal and for your body. So there's different ways to figure that out. To find out your maintenance, I think the best way is to input your food that you eat afterwards into like MyFitnessPal and track that for like a week and then find the average. You could also multiply your body weight by like 12 to 15, 12 if you're more sedentary and then 15 if you're more active. And that can kind of help give you your maintenance, and then you can test out a caloric intake and then see if you're just maintaining and then go from there. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is something that's probably very common, and that's not taking rest days. So you actually break down your muscles when you're in the gym, when you're lifting weights, and your muscles build and repair when you're resting. So rest days are very important, or at least like resting your muscles. So for example, you wouldn't want to do legs every single day, right? You want to do upper, lower. I think a great split is like upper, lower, off, or lower, upper, off, whatever it is. That way you are working your muscle groups 2 times per week, but then you get 3 rest days and you're still resting your muscles in between. So rest is so important on all aspects, but definitely take rest days. Don't be afraid of them. Definitely you don't have to cut your calories on rest days either, like eat at maintenance, and you'll be surprised at how much stronger you feel, how much more progress you'll be making because you get those rest days and you allow your muscles to recover. Keep that in mind. The third tip is not focusing on progressive overload. So if you guys follow me, I talk about this all the time. Progressive overload is basically overloading your muscles over time. And that is done by increasing the amount of weight you're lifting, increasing the total overall volume, the sets, the reps, the weight, everything like that. So for example, if you are, let's say, hip thrusting, right? And you hip thrust 135 pounds. If you hip thrust 135 pounds for years, you are not progressing. So if you know that you hip thrust 135 pounds, but then like 6 months down the line, you're hip thrusting 255, you know for a fact that you have been focusing on progressive overload. Your physique is probably improving. Obviously your strength is improving. So you want to focus on that. That's, for example, like 135 for 5, let's just say, and then you all of a sudden, like down the road, are doing 255 for 5. So you always want to be progressing and putting more tension on your muscles, because that's the number one way to really make changes in your physique. If you just go in the gym and just wing it every single time, that'll keep you maintained and help you stay fit. Like, it's totally fine. But if you want specific physique goals, you gotta do progressive overload. The 4th mistake is not being patient. So this one is big because obviously as humans, we want everything yesterday. And if you're not patient, most people just give up because they're like, it's not happening as fast as I want, bye. But it's like the analogy is like if you were to swim across the ocean, right? You get halfway and you give up and you turn around. You go back to the start. Whereas that's the same amount of time as if you just kept going and you reach the finish line or reach the other side of the ocean, whatever it is. Being patient is so important because things are not going to happen as fast as you like for most of the time, especially if you want to make it a lifestyle change, a sustainable and healthy change that you can maintain over time. You have to be patient because I know it's hard. I know, like I said, we want to see things immediately, but just keep going and you're probably progressing without you even knowing. So that's why measurements are important, photos are important, videos are important, focusing on strength gains, everything like that. Just focus on all the different aspects, how you feel. You know, most people just focus on the scale weight and then they give up because it's not moving, but you can definitely be still making progress in all other aspects, and it'll build and it'll happen eventually. So then the last and fifth mistake that you might be making is thinking that you have to be all or nothing. So I absolutely made this mistake when I first started my fitness journey. I was very much like, okay, I'm starting my fitness journey. I have this goal, so I have to eat only clean foods, chicken breast, egg whites, oatmeal, whatever it is. I have to track every single macro. I have to go to the gym this amount of times per week. I like no days off, like whatever it is. I was so hardcore into it that I wasn't living my life. I wasn't happy. I was afraid to eat out. I was afraid to eat anything outside of my clean foods, so on and so forth. I ran my body to the ground, and now at this point in my life, I eat what I want. I eat when I'm hungry. I stop when I'm full. I eat out often. I eat treats every single day. I eat chocolate and froyo, like I eat chocolate daily at least. I eat frozen yogurt. I literally had frozen yogurt like 3 times this week. So, and I am the best I've ever looked. I'm the leanest, the strongest, the healthiest, and the best I've ever felt, but I'm not all or nothing. I go to the gym multiple times per week, but I don't kill myself. I take rest days and I embrace the rest days. Like I said, I eat what I want, and I don't have a unhealthy relationship with the food or living my life or drinking wine or whatever it is. And you don't have to be all or nothing with fitness. You don't. I think honestly that's more detrimental because looking back, I'm like, holy shit, like I wasted so much time being so obsessed when it doesn't have to be that way. It just doesn't. You can reach your goals in a healthy, sustainable manner and still live your life and still enjoy your life. So yeah, those are the 5 mistakes that you could be making. I absolutely made those mistakes. I'm curious to know like what mistakes you may have made or may be making that you think, and comment below. I would love to hear them and respond back to you guys. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.